Hey, Joseph here. How would you like me to personally guide you and help you on the phone, answer your questions, and do live hypnosis sessions with you, whether it be over the phone or whether it be online? So in other words, me personally coaching you to your success, as well as getting over 186 hypnosis titles, where half of these are not available anywhere online, but they will be available for you. As well as that, you get all my audio courses, my Complete Confidence, my Freedom from Anxiety, my Happiness Unleashed, and my Be Your Potential video course, and much, much more. If you're interested, if you want to step up your game, if you want to be able to totally transform your life, go to josephclough.info/mindmastery. Right now, I'm in Samai in Thailand, or Sumai, it's something like that. And at this very moment, there's a power cut. So I thought it's a perfect time, with no air conditioning, so there's no sound there, to do a nice podcast and giving you some helpful hints to make positive changes in your life. So let's just say, for example, you're feeling very low energy, or you're depressed, or you're unhappy, frustrated about something. I want to give you some simple tips of how you can change your state. And these are very easy to apply into your life. And it's something that I always do myself. I mean, end of the day, I am human, I have issues, and the way I see it is, as soon as they arise, I want to be able to take instant action to be able to change my emotional state, because I know ultimately that you and I are completely in control of our minds. And when we take responsibility for that, and by responsibility I mean knowing that you're ultimately in control, and ultimately that you are connected with your unconscious mind to be able to make changes, and also to be able to take action on instigating change, making the powerful changes in your life. So let's just say you have an issue in your life, you're not feeling that great about yourself, maybe you're not feeling that worthy or good enough, you're just having a general low energy. Here's how to change your emotional state. I'm going to just give you a few tips on how to do that. One thing is to be able to utilize every modality that you have. And by modality, I'm talking about visual, our auditory, which is our listening, our kinesthetic, which is our feeling, even our smell and taste, our five senses. We need to be able to change our emotional state via one of those, maybe all of them, or maybe all of them combined. So you want to be able to change your state by changing how you think, how you feel, how you see, what you're hearing internally and externally, and even smell and taste. So what I usually do, one option is to surround yourself with inspiring people. You are the sum of the closest people around you. And sometimes some people around us are not adding the right type of value into our life. And I'm not going to say it's easy to do this, but if someone in your life is actually causing you stress or causing you unhappiness, it's really important to get out of that situation. We have to take responsibility. It's not our job to change anyone. And we may have to take that hard line call and say, look, this person is not adding value to my life. I've tried to help, or I've tried to surround myself with this person or in this work situation, whatever it may be, but it's not working. So we have to make the decision to sometimes cut people out of our life to allow more people to come into our life. As I said, the famous quote or sentence that you are the sum of the closest people around you. So if you're surrounding yourself with negative people, or worriers, or manic depressives, or low self-esteem, or people who are angry, people who are always in the victim mode, that can actually rub onto us, because ultimately, consciously and absolutely unconsciously, we're picking up those types of traits. I see it time and time again. And it's really important that we take responsibility to be able to change our situation. When you're unable to help that person, or if they're unable to change, we have to make that change for ourselves. And sometimes it is saying, look, this person is not adding value to my life, and it's really important to me that I'm happy. End of the day, you are number one in your life. You are absolutely number one. And you have to look after your own well-being. There's no point sacrificing your health, your happiness, your peace, and your love in your life if people in your life are causing you to feel the opposite. So that is one way to be able to change the people that we surround ourselves with. You look at entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs usually surround themselves with a like-minded people because they can bounce off ideas. They can actually resonate with that person. But if you can't resonate with someone in your life who's adding negativity in your life, ultimately at an unconscious level, our energy will begin to match that person. So therefore we become negative. We become stressed or sad or unconfident. So it's absolutely important to be able to look after number one, which is you, because you are so special and so wonderful. So that is ultimately making a change in our environment. So that is actually outside of our senses, but it includes all of them really. But some real quick ways of changing your emotional state straight away is through sounds, listening to inspiring music. As you listen to things which motivate you, which move you, you will absolutely change your emotional state. You've had experiences of this, when maybe you've been in a car or you've been walking down the road and suddenly you hear some music and it regresses you back to that most wonderful time, or maybe an unhappy time. But ultimately, your body remembers that music, and because it has an association to a time in your life. So you may want to be able to think of a music which really inspires you, which causes you to move your energy inside. And the same thing for our visuals. So watching inspiring things, watching wonderful inspirational movies. That's an amazing one for me. I love my movies. I don't watch TV, but I love my movies. Because when I watch a movie, and I always go for like the true ones, the inspirational ones, it moves me and it motivates me, it lifts me, and it causes me to be able to see other points of views. It causes me to change my perception of what I'm going through, to get deeper learnings. So we can surround ourselves by listening to inspirational music. We can watch movies. There's many different types of things we can do, even in changing our internal dialogue. So when you begin to catch yourself speaking negatively on the inside, and that can be like having an argument with someone else in your head, like someone you're about to see, or an issue in the past, or maybe you're just kind of beating yourself up. Whenever you have that internal dialogue, it's your signal, when you become conscious of it, it's your signal to change it and go, stop. No, I'm not going to think this way. And then we start to change over or turn around and flip that internal dialogue on its head and start to speak up in a way, in a motivating way, even if you don't believe it straight away. I mean, let's put it this way. I used to have a low self-esteem, and just by myself when I was younger, I used to just look in the mirror, and originally I'd think, oh, I don't really like myself and things like that, but I changed. I made a decision to go, okay, every time I look in the mirror, I'm going to say, I love you. And it didn't resonate at first, but I kept on doing it, and it kept on doing it. And it caused me eventually to, every time I see myself, to feel good about myself. And the exact same thing goes for your internal dialogue. So whenever you catch yourself having that negative self-talk, it's your signal to begin to turn it around. Even if it doesn't feel authentic at first. It won't do, because maybe it feels natural. It's become a part of our identity not to feel good about ourselves or to feel unhappy. And the same thing for anxiety. To me, anxiety is your signal to focus upon what you want. So that is a great way, if you're getting anxious, to change your point of view and focus on what you want. Because when you think of anxiety, anxiety is having thoughts and feelings about all the things you don't want to happen in your life. And there's a positive intention behind that. Ultimately, your body is trying to prepare yourself to what might happen in the future. But unfortunately, it doesn't feel very good. It causes us anxiety. So what I want you to do, as soon as you get that worry or that self-doubt or that anxiety, to turn it on its head again and focus on your positive outcome. How would you like to act and react? How would you like to be? Have that in the forefront of your mind. Think about it, see it, feel it, hear it in your mind. And in time, whether that be in 5 minutes, whether that be in an hour, maybe a week, maybe a month, but it's absolutely worth it, isn't it? If you were to say to yourself, well, in 1 month's time, I'm absolutely going to love myself and love my life by carrying out some of these principles, would you be willing to do it? Of course you would. So you need to commit yourself to, as soon as these signals pop up, to change your emotional state. So, like I said, feeling down, put some inspirational music on. It will cause your body to change its emotional state, because music is resonance. And when we get resonance in something inspirational, it resonates inside of us and lifts our physical energy up, even our thoughts. Same thing with films. If you watch a film, you resonate with it, and it causes you to change your mindset. When you start to change your internal dialogue, you're changing your energy. You're creating a new pathway in the brain. Think about it this way. Imagine an overgrown garden. Let's just say we go down the one route of that garden. What happens after a while? Well, it becomes well trodden down, doesn't it? It becomes really well trodden down, and it's easy to go down that pathway. Now think of that overgrown area of being your brain. The more times you think and feel something, it becomes more ingrained and well trodden down. And that's just biology. The neural networks, the synaptic nerves becoming closer and connecting and firing off more frequently. But the great news is that you can begin to fire off the new pathway. So rather going down that route of that garden, you go down a new route. So you're going down a new route to the brain. So when you start to make those pattern interrupts, as soon as you experience that negativity, your brain will start to remember this. And after a period of time, you won't have to do it consciously. Your unconscious mind will start to do it. I mean, another personal experience, when I used to blush, I began to change my emotional state. And at first, I had to consciously think about it. But in time, my body began to pick up on this new pattern, this new habit. So I didn't have to do it anymore. So my body naturally molded itself into this new way of being. So there's many ways that we can change our emotional state. Through our visual, our sound, our feeling, our self-talk, and really, and I mean another one as well, is how you look. And by look, I mean when you're walking, when you're out, pay attention to where your eyes are. Most people are unhappy, their eyes begin to drift down. And in NLP terms, they say that it's going into our kinesthetic, our feelings, and we can get trapped there. So if we're thinking negatively and our eyes begin to drift down, our body starts to feel that negativity. So what you do is when you start walking, you begin to look at eye level or above. That causes the brain to go into visual pictures, and you can't feel negative feelings when you're thinking more visually. The other way, which was very similar to my previous podcasts and so on, is ultimately being in this moment. When you start to pay attention to this moment and you start to live in the now, you begin to free your mind of clutter, free your mind of anxiety and worry. You begin to completely release it, and I'll tell you exactly why. Issues, whether that be emotions, whether that be worries, whether that be doubts, whether that be limiting beliefs, they're past experiences that our unconscious mind are remembering because they become habits. Okay, so these are past things that your unconscious mind has learned, and it brings it into wherever we are right now. But it's like a part of our energy is still trapped in the past. And the same thing with anxiety. But this time, rather the past, although it can be a little bit about the past, is thinking about the future. So we're creating hallucinations of what we might what might go wrong, what we don't want to happen. So we have this future-based thinking and this past-based thinking. But think about this. If you put your 100% attention on this moment, right here, right now, on your experience, and put your attention on peace, on what makes you feel good, to put your attention on joy, whether that be listening to the music. And when you think about it, when you're watching the film, you're in the moment of that film. You lose yourself. You're just fully in this moment. We're breaking free of those future hallucinations and those past patterns and behaviors because our attention is right in the moment. And when we're in the moment, we can't have those negative thoughts or doubts or feelings because our attention is just here. We're releasing those attachments by being fully present right now. Now, some people say, well, Joseph, I can't live in the moment every day because we live in a real world. I don't want to be this spiritual guru who's sitting on a mountain and just meditating all day. And I completely resonate with you if you think that, because trust me, I don't want that either. I've got a lot of things I want to achieve in my life. I want to be able to help as many people as possible, and meditating is not going to do that. Nothing against meditation, but if we were to meditate all day, I don't see the benefit of that because we live in a fast-paced world where we have to earn money. We have to be able to function in this reality. So meditation is great, absolutely, because I meditate. But to be able to have that thought, I've got to be in the moment at every second, to me that's very unrealistic at the very beginning. But here's my absolutely amazing tip. I thought about this really deeply, and it's something that I do right now. And here's what to do. Are you ready? So, here's what happens. When you wake up in the morning, you begin to feel gratitude. Okay, you consider all the things that you're grateful for. Now, what this does, it pulls us into this present moment because we're thinking about what we're grateful for right now. What are we thankful for right now? Now, as we do that, you can also pay attention to your environment. Put your attention on this moment for, say, 5 to 10 minutes at first. Put your full attention on your present experience, whether that be your breathing, whether that be how you'd like the day to go as well. That's a great one. I know it's a little bit future-based, but you're putting your attention on what you'd like to happen. And that causes you to feel good about things. So you're putting your attention in this moment, or adding to that how you would like your day to be. So we're future pacing how we'd like to live, how we'd like the next or that present day to go. Therefore, we're living in the real world and thinking future based, but we're pre-planning, so we're causing our unconscious mind to know what to do. We're giving it the strategy by hallucinating it in your mind. Your unconscious mind can't tell the difference between what is imagined and true. So when we visualize it in our mind, our body thinks, oh, this is how life is. And in time, it becomes that natural habit. So you begin to feel grateful right at the beginning. You pay attention to this present moment, and then you begin to think about how you'd like your day to go. All in about 5 or 10 minutes. This sets you up for the day. And then, throughout the day, say every hour or every 2 hours, you may want to do it at first, so just like at lunchtime, have 10 minutes of being fully present. Just pay attention to your experience. Put your attention on peace. Put your attention on happiness. Put your attention on love. Even if it doesn't feel right at first, just do it. Play with this and notice what happens. And then, maybe a couple of times for the rest of the day. But here's the final part to it. As you go to sleep at night, for 10 minutes, preserve the learnings of what you learnt that day. Don't think about what you did wrong. Just preserve the learnings. What can you learn which once learned will allow you to act and react and feel better the next day? By doing this consciously, you're also giving your unconscious mind the wonderful learnings it needs. The learnings that will allow you to be safer in the future. So we're ultimately giving an upgrade to your unconscious mind. It's like giving it think of the unconscious mind like a computer, and we're just upgrading the system. By preserving learnings, your body will let go of negative emotions, negative thoughts, and limiting decisions or beliefs. Because learnings keep you safe. Your unconscious mind gets that. It just hasn't had the conscious awareness of it. So once you preserve the learnings of that day, you go to sleep and your unconscious mind takes that with you. And then you awaken in the morning and you have the 5-10 minutes of being grateful, being and paying attention to your experience, future pacing and hallucinating how you'd like your day to be. And then every hour or so, just take 5 minutes, even like I said, even if it is just lunchtime, to be in that moment. And then once again in the evening, take 10 minutes. Now, if we add all of that up, let's go real crazy and say, okay, in the morning it's 10 minutes. In the evening it's 10 minutes. And then let's just say in the afternoon for 5 minutes, 3 times in the afternoon or throughout the day, that's another 15 minutes. So if you add that up, that 10, 20, and the 15, it doesn't really add up to much, does it? Yet think about this. If you can imagine that if you were to do that every day and really practice this, really allow your unconscious mind to do this, just every day preserving learnings, feeling gratitude, your unconscious mind will get an amazing amount of learnings. It will allow you to feel brilliant. It will cause you to feel absolutely wonderful in your life. Because we're ultimately reteaching the unconscious mind how it can act and react in situations. Now, what I'm trying to do on my computer at the same time as I speak to you is trying to do the maths of this. So just bear with me. So if we were to do 15 minutes throughout the day, so that's 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and 5 minutes of just paying attention, and then plussing or adding to the 10 minutes in the morning and also 10 minutes in the evening, obviously that's 35 minutes. And then, if we were to do that every day, that's 12, for a whole year, that's 12,775 minutes, if my computer's right. So don't, this might not be right, but it's saying what my computer's saying, but that's just shy of 13,000 minutes. 13,000 minutes that you've invested in yourself in a year to your personal growth. Think about being present for a whole year, just like that. How much more happiness would you have in your health, your relationships? Because when you think about it, when you're living in the moment, you're freeing yourself of past limiting decisions in the body as well. You're letting go of anxieties, worries, and stresses. You're really causing yourself to be so much healthier in your mind. So there's a great way of causing your unconscious mind to feel great, causing you to feel wonderful, in fact. So what I really want you to do is carry that out. I mean, even if we divide that into a month, that's 1,000 minutes, just over 1,000 minutes a month that you're investing in your health, your relationships with yourself, and it will have a direct impact on other people, on other relationships you have. Your friendships, your family, your work colleagues, all of it. Think about this, your career. When you're more happy, you get more motivated. What about your finances? You're cleaning and clearing out the past by preserving learnings. So you're absolutely going to transform and transcend your life. So that is a great thing. So let's have a quick recap. We said, if we're feeling down, it's great to listen to inspiring music, to watch an inspiration movie, or go onto YouTube and type in inspiration, to listen to my podcasts, listen to my hypnosis tracks. I've got lots of apps on the I've got an app on the Android and an app on the iPhone and the iPod and so on, which has so much information there that you can just keep motivating yourself, change your emotional state, whether that be through hypnosis or me just coaching you. Oh, we've also got the free confidence program. You can actually find that on the Facebook and facebook.com/Joseph's fan page. There's a great link for it there, which is 8 hours of free coaching on confidence and happiness, including special bonuses of hypnosis. Imagine that, immersing yourself in this. I can guarantee you can make the best changes in your life if you do exactly what I've said in this program. So like we said, the music, the movies, becoming aware of your triggers. So when we start to think negatively or feel negatively, we become conscious and start to focus on what we want, or change our internal dialogue, to be grateful for our life, to do the process of 10 minutes in the morning, a few times in the afternoon for just 5 minutes, and then in the evening preserving the learnings. Guaranteed results, I promise you that. You're going to see wonderful changes. Your happiness will go sky high. You'll become far more authentic. And just remember this, just to finish this off, I completely believe in you. I know that you have all the resources that you need to be the most wonderful, most beautiful, most happiest person in the world. You can have that. It's all for you. I believe in you in every way. We just have to shine a light so we lift up that illusionary darkness and we begin to see the beauty of who we are. Because you're worth it. And just remember that. Even if you don't believe it right now, just keep repeating it for a while. Notice what happens. In the end, you'll realize the truth. And that is the truth. So I hope you enjoyed that. Once again, for more information about me, go ahead and visit my website for all your hypnosis needs. And a few other things on there as well. Links to my Android and iPhone app. And lots of different things. That's josephclough.com. And also my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Joseph's fan page. That's Joseph's fan page. For lots of information there on being inspired. Because just think, also, I frequently comment and interact on both Twitter and Facebook. So you get communication from me, so I can help you. Also, with my updates there, I like to think they're pretty inspirational. They kind of change your mindset. And they're ultimately my own thoughts. I don't regurgitate other people's stuff. There's just my own authentic thoughts I have from my own life and how I see your life. So I think you could really get value from that. Also, there's giveaways on both Facebook and Twitter. And many, many things, in other words. Just putting your attention by becoming the you deserve to be. So with that, I'm going to end this here because even still the electricity isn't on in my hotel, so I'm in the pitch black on my Mac, and it's getting extremely hot with no air conditioning. So I'm going to stop talking, catch my breath, have a bit of water. So have a most wonderful evening, morning, day, wherever you are. And I really look forward to speaking to you very soon. Many thanks and goodbye.
This episode was brought to you by Mind Mastery, where you get to personally get access to me so I can answer your questions and coach you and do hypnosis with you to get the success that you desire. Not only that, but you get over 186 hypnosis sessions in day and night version, where half of these are unavailable anywhere online or on the app or the podcast. And you also get all my audio courses, the Complete Confidence, the Happiness Unleashed, the Anxiety Freedom, and the Be Your Potential video course, and so much more. If you want to support the show, if you want to be able to transform your life, go ahead and visit josephclough.info/mindmastery.